So the real numbers are ordered by their size. We say that A is less than B, or A is less than B, if B is equal to A plus C, where C is a positive number. So if I can add something to A and that makes it equal to B, that means A is less than B. We also have A is greater than B, or A greater than symbol B. And so you'll notice in these cases that this part of a triangle thing, this arrow, opens towards the bigger number. And in this case, this means that A is equal to B plus C if C is a positive number. Now, the important part here is for you to be able to look at numbers and figure out whether they're true or false, whether these inequalities are true or false. And we're going to get into a lot more complicated problems as we go throughout the semester that use these symbols. And the other two symbols you need to be aware of is the less than or equal and the greater than or equal. They work like the less thans, but they say it could also be equal, where the less than itself says it has to be strictly less than. So for instance, let's determine which of these is true. So we have -1 is bigger than 3. We have 2 is less than or equal to 5. We have -2 is less than 0. And we have 7 is greater than 7. So what we want to know is if they're true or false. So which is bigger, -1 or 3? Well, the 3 is actually bigger, so this statement is false. -1 is not bigger than 3. For our second one, 2 is less than or equal to 5. Well, 5 is the bigger one, and so it's opening towards it. That means that this is true. -2 is less than 0. Again, 0 is the biggest one. And -2 is smaller than that, so this is also true. And 7 is greater than 7. No, it's equal to 7, so this means it's false. In fact, this last one's really, really, really important. There's a couple of things that you need to be aware of in order to use these properly, and that's the following. There's the trichotomy property, which says that A is less than B, A is equal to B, or A is greater than B. Only one of these can be true. Notice this does not use the or equals part, just the strictly less than or the greater than, strictly greater than. There is no or equals here, but one of these is true for every real number out there. With any two numbers, one is bigger than the other one, or they're the same number. The other thing to be aware of is what we call the transitive property. And the transitive property says if A is less than B and B is less than C, then A is less than C. So for instance, if 2 is less than 5 and 5 is less than 10, then 2 is less than 10. And this will be true for every real number. There's no number that will be smaller than 5 and bigger than 10 at the same time. And that's a really important key for some things that we'll be seeing later on this semester.